All right, I'm waiting for some people to come aboard. Let me put this on big screen. My necklace. All right, you guys. So this is technically day 13, I believe, day 13 of the 21-day life reset. However, it's only day 12 of the recording. So Sundays, I take those off. It's a day of Sabbath, a day of rest for me. All right, so let's get started with today's topic, be still and know. And I'm going to get to the numerology and the breakdown of this text from Psalms 46:10 in a moment. But first, I wanted to do a quote from Neville Goddard. All right, and it reads, "I am is a feeling of permanent awareness, the very center of consciousness in the feeling of I am. I may forget who I am, where I am, and what I am, but I cannot forget that I am." No calls. The awareness of being remains, regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who and what I am. A real quick note with this, because I'm really going to break down the scripture. This is a powerful statement for many different reasons, but with I am, I'm reminded of the burning bush of Moses. And he was in the desert, going through a whole life rebirth. And he thought that he had settled in, he had found the good life. He got him a boo, his wife, had a family that adopted him. And, he felt like everything was going all good. And then he had another awakening period. Things shook up a little bit. He was given a new name, I am. Now, I am is the great infinite, the all. We are not really who we are as we come here in a shell. Like, I'm not the consistency of a female. I'm not the consistency of a melanated woman. I'm not the consistency of a mother, etc. Fill in the blanks. We are I am. And I am is the all. And the all is incarnated in each and every one of us. So basically, God is in each and every one of us. We are constantly evolving. So this is referring to stripping down the identity that we feel like we have incarnated as and getting to the true essence as we are constantly evolving. When people ask me, like, what I do or who I am, I really like to say I am that I am, because I'm always evolving. I'm always evolving past the current circumstance of who I think and feel that I am. Just a little food for thought. So let's get into this scripture here. And it's from Psalms 46:10. Let's get into the numerology. So 46 is 10, but let's break down 4 and 6. 4 is the square, the cornerstone. The cornerstone is what we are building, like, for example, esoterically, well, actually, even literally, when when a company or an establishment builds like a huge building, they have a cornerstone, and that cornerstone, they put their symbol, aka their sigil, they put the name on that cornerstone, and they have a whole entire ritual before they build upon that cornerstone. So the cornerstone is like really who we are. It's like what we have incarnated to be, but we're building on that. It's almost like building a legacy. And I have a video in this series, maybe I think it was like last week that I recorded, and it's a segment in there about building a legacy. You're building something great, so therefore you need to have a strong cornerstone. So that's like standing on your square. Standing on your square means you're solidified in your identity, and you're building upon that. 6 is temptation. So you may be tempted to step off of that square because this person may have said something, or this may have happened in your life, and you feel threatened or intimidated by that situation or by that person. You're triggered, but that's only a temptation to overcome whatever is triggering you. So that way you're no longer triggered. Now, 46, we broke down what that is. And 10 is the covenant. In the number 10, you have 1 and 0. So 1 is the self, the great work that will be completed. 0 is infinite space, infinite reality. programmable matter. And with 10, that's the covenant. You're completing something. It's a completion. And 46, 10, and 10 is the shift out of the matrix. Or I don't really think that we ever escape a matrix. I think that we are sent here to ascend the matrix and help other people ascend past the matrix. But you know how people have the ideology, we are trying to escape the matrix. So, you know, whatever you may think, but that's just a different perspective. So the shift, you're shifting out of one circumstance into another ideology, into another circumstance. And with that shift, I will get to that message tomorrow with the shift. Okay. So let's get into this, into the scripture. So Psalms, it's pretty much like a psalm or a hymn. And, okay, I'm going to go over the scripture. Okay. He says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will exalt among nations, and I will be exalted in the earth." Whenever you see the word God or Lord, it's referring to the higher self. It's the governing self over the physical. So when we break this scripture down, being still, I'm going to break the still word in 3 different instances. Still, as in stealing time. What is stealing your time? What are you devoting your time, your energy, and your mentality to? What are you allowing to steal time from you? Steal your energy, steal your focus, steal your encouragement. What is stealing your time? And then you have another way how to spell it. Still, like being still. That's the inner peace. That whatever chaos may be going on around you, you find solace in your identity. And lastly, still as iron, or like still is like a hard substance. Last week, or either the week before last, I did a message about iron sharpens iron. And that's the consistency of who you are around, the people that you spend the most time with. That could be information online, like what you listen to. That could be people in your physical life. Those people should be sharpening you, and you should be sharpening them. So you could check that message out to get a better understanding what I'm saying. So you have the 3 different stills: stealing your time, stealing your energy, your resources, still as being still, and still as being sharpened. What is sharpening you? So be still. Think about those 3 types of still, and know that I am, the great I am, God. You are God incarnated. That means you have infinite possibilities, how something can show up in your life, how you can work in your life. And I will, and will is a word. If you think about a will and testament, that's like a legal contract. So this is like an agreement between you and your higher self, the infinite source. So your human self is entering into a contract with your higher self in the scripture. And I will be exalted, a little squirrel out there, among nations. This is a covenant of generational blessings. This is the covenant of, if you do this, be still and know that I am God, knowing that your higher self is giving you the correct information. Be still, and you don't have to do a whole lot of this, a whole lot of that. A lot of times we think in order to manifest something, in order to be in alignment, we have to do a whole lot. But a lot of times that encouragement, that overruling, pushing through, and manifesting comes from being still. So I will be exalted among nations. That's legacy. And I will be exalted in the earth. What does the earth represent? It represents physical reality. It represents your physical body. When you see earth or land in a scripture, that represents like you, like your physical body. Another way how to look at it, when we look at the physical body, is that what we receive in our minds and what we think on and how the way we perceive our reality will play out in our bodies. So mind over matter. If I think negatively, every cell in my body is being programmed for negativity. It's being programmed for, I have so many distractions in front of me right now. um, uh, you're being programmed to live that out in your body. If we know that, then we know that we need to have positive thoughts, but also it's not just about being positive, like toxic positivity, but it's about viewing your world through the lens of like, I know that everything works in my highest favor. Even if a situation may be like how I said, be still, even though it's chaos or whatever may be going on around you. If you really know that everything works out in your favor, that whatever you may see, and you can see it's working out in your favor. So therefore, your mentality will play out in your body. That's what Earth represents, like your body. And you can't allow whatever may be going on around you to affect your body, your mentality, and your body. Let me see if there's any other breakdowns in this scripture. Okay, give me a second. Okay, exalted. I will be exalted among nations. Exaltation. This could be, oh, no, I don't know. I'm not accepting any any calls. So this could be praise. The going through the filtration of praise and looking at your situation on a higher perspective. If you take the God view on a situation, on anything that may go on in your life, you can see how things are interconnected. So taking the exalted viewpoint on what's going on in your life, but also putting praise on it. That's what I want to say. Putting praise on that situation. This is like speaking things into existence. Because remember, the power of the tongue and the mind, the access, along with your heart, your feelings, can change a situation in the positive way or in a negative way. Okay? So I do encourage you to check out the other messages that led up to this one. Give me a second. Higher self reaction. Yeah. Okay, with that, one other note. With the I am in Exodus, going back to that, with the burning bush, passion, willpower, and drive. So that burning bush also represents not only this transformation and rebirth, but it also represents what sets your soul on fire. What gives you passion? What gives you willpower and drive? And if it's not something that you have found yet, continue to dig and search, because when you find it, anything in your life that may be going on, you can pull from that reservoir of willpower, passion, drive, and you can transform that situation into a positive. This is alchemy. The burning bush, it represents like alchemy and transformation. Okay. The exalted higher self in the body in action. And that's how you transform, you transmute situations. All right. Yeah, I think this is all. So one other thing I wanted to show you guys, the I am divine guidance cards is currently on TikTok, my Etsy shop, and as well as on my website. I have pulled cards from here before, and I think I will pull one card from here. These are created by me, the artwork and the scriptures that I was divinely led to put on these cards. Let's see. I am rest. I think I pulled this another time that I was doing a live on here. I am rest. It's backwards if you're looking at it, the way you look at it. Okay, so this is a chrysalis. And what I really like about this, but I'm going to get to the symbolism. Let me actually read the message on here. Rest easy in God. All is well. No need to take action. Be still. This actually goes with the message. Be still and know. Sometimes we may be doing a little too much, maybe overthinking too. And it's just time to rest and know that God has the situation, that everything is already being worked out. And this is from Matthew 11:28. We have here the symbol for Scorpio, and that's transformation. All right, now going to the symbolism, here we have a chrysalis. And what happens with the caterpillar, and this is symbolic to our lives. You know, you start off on your belly crawling, you know, how a caterpillar or a worm, you know, may wiggle through life. And they live life on the lower realms. But something happens within them, and they're led to climb a tree, find a branch, and create this hard shell around them. This is symbolically representing our spiritual shell that we have to place around our minds and our hearts, because we're doing something completely new. And after a while of being in that state, as they melt down and they become something completely new, they bust out of this chrysalis and they ascend. Think about those 3 stages of existence. This is us: mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit, ascension. This also can represent generations. One family generation may have, you know, been on the lower levels. This could have been poverty, or it could have been, you know, relationships. They never ascended to the next phase in relationships. They spent a certain amount of time, you know, at the lower realms. The second generation, or, you know, generations further, they were able to make it to this chrysalis, but they're very hard, very within. And then finally, your generation, you break out of that and you ascend. Okay, so this could represent, you know, something for someone. Show you guys here. All right, well, after that, I think I am going to wrap it up. So you can check out my I Am That I Am Divine Guidance cards on the platforms that I mentioned, and my ebook that is currently on Amazon. You guys that already have it, please leave a review. That helps with the analytics to be able to reach more people. If you're watching this, share, subscribe. All of that helps to reach more people. All right, you guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Many blessings, divine ones. All right, peace.